We are Today we are going to be talking about nanotechnology and the how that goes along with the COVID jab. And today I have with me Julie Threet, and later on in about 20 minutes we will have with us Paul Franks, who is an expert. And so I'll let Julie introduce him in just a bit, but we're going to allow Julie to talk about the developments in her fight to get the COVID jabs removed from California. What is it? What is it you're doing exactly?
What is it that I'm doing? Seriously, Timothy. Thank you so much for having me too, by the way. Um, so I'm out here in Butte County, California, in Chico, and I'm vaccine injured by the COVID vaccine. So I think we talked about that the last time I was on your show. And I worked at the vaccination clinics here in Butte County, the public health clinics. And so I became a whistleblower once I discovered all the problems that they were having and that they were hiding from the community. So in 2022, that's really when I started fighting the county. And I was forced to quit my job at Enloe as a patient ambassador. And so 2022, I started hammering Butte County supervisors. They have oversight over public health. They should be telling the public that these shots are dangerous, they're killing people, and they need to cease and desist, right? But of course, they're not going to do it because it's a lot of money. Our county took like $3.14 million in immunization assistance from the state. So they don't want to have anything to do with giving that money back. So I then started fighting at the pharmacy. So I'd go down to Sacramento, every couple of months to sit in Sacramento and tell the board of pharmacy, hey, your pharmacies are responsible again for a lot of harm from these vaccines that are being given at the pharmacy. I then joined up in 2024 with Ronald F. Owens Jr., another whistleblower from the state who's going county to county across the entire state, again, meeting with every supervisor county to tell them that these vaccines are dangerous. And he's got, again, some inside information from the state. So I joined him on that because I was just like, what am I going to do, Timothy? I got to get out of this house. Butte County is a lost cause, so to speak. So I went on the road. So I've been to 31 counties across the state, literally covering most of Northern California down to Ventura County. Ron's been to like 51. So we're really beating it hard. We're meeting with sheriffs. And so that's kind of our current fight is, can we, find one brave county here in California to absolutely stop, using their county health departments to administer these toxic vaccines. In the meantime, I have to deal with my health, right? I've got 2 of these Moderna shots that have put a lesion on my brain and have detached both retinas. I've had 5 eye surgeries. And I started having health problems again because this stuff knows no end, right? And if you have any little health problem, it's going to continue to attack your body. And a lot of that's going to play into this nanotechnology conversation that we're going to have in a little bit with Paul. But in August of this year, so August the 9th of this year, I had my stepdaughter take me to the hospital, to the emergency room. I found myself with severe anemia, apparently bleeding ulcers, and my hemoglobin was at 2.4, which is not life-sustaining. I should be dead. In fact, the ER doctor goes, I've never seen it this low in my life. You should be dead. So I had to get a blood transfusion. 6 bags of blood I was required to get transfused, probably from 6 different people. I left that hospital and went and got my spike antibody test run, right, which Dr. McCullough recommends. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's through the roof. It's over 16,000 30 days after that blood transfusion. And then I did one at 2 months and it was 18,000, and I did one this week and it's over 20,000. So this is another problem we've got to alert the public to. The blood supply in this country is not tested, it's not labeled, and it's highly vaccinated with this nanotechnology spike protein garbage. And now I had an emergency situation, I couldn't plan for it. So we need to alert your followers there are options that you need to go look into before you all of a sudden are in a car wreck and you need a blood transfusion. There's some emergency. So safeblood.com is the organization that I'm starting to work with to go pass legislation to force Red Cross and the other, blood banks to label their blood so people know. But yeah, safeblood.com. So I've had that. So I got out of the hospital feeling much better from the anemia, but now fighting issues from a highly dosed. I basically, Timothy, took about 6 boosters, which, I fought hard. I got fired for refusing a booster in 2022. And now I worked really hard to get myself detoxed. And here I am feeling like I'm filled with spike again. And it's just, it's crazy. So, yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. It's rough.
Hmm. So, Julie, you recently had a win in your fight to get them removed, correct?
Well, I don't know if I ever call anything a win, but we did have
Oh.
Shasta. So Shasta County. So if you look at California, right? So we've got 58 counties. We have more counties than the country has states. So think about that. 58 counties in the state of California. And so Shasta County is the most northern county, and they're full of patriots. So they, for example, they dropped their Dominion election system. They said, no, we don't want this garbage. So they're doing a complete different system and fighting the state on it. They're looking at their chemtrails. So they called us up to meet with their public health director to give them the facts about these vaccines causing problems. And so that forced their public health director to go tell the public at an official meeting that these vaccines are not safe and effective. And here's where you go if you get injured. It's called VAERS. I mean, you go file a vaccine adverse event report, and here's all of the data showing myocarditis and strokes and eye problems and miscarriages and all of the other things that we clearly are turbo cancers, right? All of these things that we're seeing. So that for us was a big win because at least they alerted their public. That's all I want. Tell the people the truth. Be honest with the people, right? You came at us, public health, in 2020, full on, this virus is going to kill us. And in 2021, you need to get your vaccine. You need to social distance. You need to isolate. You need to wear a mask. All freaking lies, not based on science. So they can try to undo that if they were honest about their responsibility in managing their county. So, yeah, so I think that's probably the one you were thinking about. But, I want them pulled off the market completely, right? I don't know why RFK Jr.
Hmm.
is not, acting faster, quicker, but, it is a lot of money and a lot of power, and Big Pharma wants to continue to fight, against those of us that want to tell the truth. So, yeah.
Okay, so thank you. That's at least you got someone who wants to listen, right?
Yeah, it's true. I'll take it.
Yes. So okay, so this nanotechnology.
Yes.
I became interested in this when I was watching an Alex Jones episode, or like one day, and this he had someone on named Jesse Beltran. I highly recommend if anyone watching our podcast is interested or like thinks it's a bunch of baloney. I put everything in the description below the video. I have videos of Jesse Beltran doing scans of people with these nanotechnology. Like they're very small. Like they used to be not quite as small. You used to be able to surgically remove them, but now they made them to where they're so small you can't remove them surgically.
Yeah.
Um, and anyways, well, I'll let Paul like, do a lot of the
Let me
explaining,
let me
but
transition that a little bit because I'm glad you brought that up. So, okay, so first of all, I have a friend here in Chico, who went to Chico State. Well, she's a professor at Chico State University, and she was forced to get 2 shots of Pfizer, and she had immediate, huge neurological problems. I'm talking like she had to move out of town to get away from the EMF and the lights and the all of the things that when you've got nanotech in your body, the tubes, the wires, the semiconductors, whatever, if you're near a lot of electrical wires or whatever it is, it could trigger a lot of the problems neurologically. So this woman went to see Dr. Robert Young and had her. In fact, I'll make sure that you have that. I think I sent you the slide deck from her. You can put it down in your description because I want people to go look at that. Look at the slides of her blood, both live blood as well as dried blood, and you can see the nanotech in her blood. I'm talking, you can see the little chips, you can see the wires, you can see it moving and starting to self-assemble. And when it self-assembles, then it kind of coagulates together, and then it starts to become a problem. Like you see those, clots that people, not blood clots, but more the fibrous clots that embalmers are pulling out of bodies, because this stuff starts to self-assemble and mold together, and then it becomes something you can surgically remove because you've had so much of it conjoined together. And whatever aluminum or tin or whatever other things in your body, because we're getting assaulted from the air, from the water, from the sky, is causing this stuff to grow, and it'll clog an artery. So Angela's slide deck that shows her blood with this nanotech blew my mind, right? And this was in 2022 when I met her, and I'm like, oh my God, she's got it all documented because she's this really wonderful, kind human being that just wants answers. And she's had to go get her blood recirculated, recycled, like cleaned, like pulled out and put back in, filtered kind of thing. So that's when I knew I'm seeing it real live time, Timothy, right? I'm looking at this woman's blood and I can see it. So that's when, as I'm on this journey, like you research everything. And so the man that you saw on Alex Jones, so happens that Angela sent me his phone number, like, because this man is in Sacramento, this
Yeah.
Jesse person. So we're looking at going down and getting scanned and having all of that, that technology to read what kind of semiconductors are in your body, where are they, this kind of thing. Now, I don't know, again, I'm open to everything as much as it pisses me off and it slightly freaks me out. But I have kids. I want to make sure that we know, we tell the planet what's going on, and then just deal with it and then hold people accountable. So that'll be another, part of the journey. And then, yeah, Paul Franks is this amazing human that I met on Stop the Shots, which is our Twitter X community. And he comes from an engineering electrical perspective. So he is going to blow your mind with a lot of information. And let me just tell your audience, it is a lot of information, but you got to keep an open mind. The man's not lying. Okay. He has no reason to lie. And he's got so much detail. And it's very weird, but just take it, come back and look at it, go look at his links, delve into it, and you maybe go do your own research. But it is what it is. We're part of this whole transhumanism kind of path, whether you look at Elon Musk with his Neuralink, and there's, you can kind of see where the World Economic Forum, where all these, people are going. But I have to tell you, Alex Jones on that particular episode, the one I quote him a lot with this one statement he made, he goes, they say we all have a half of a plastic spoon in our brains because of all the garbage that's out there. And it's like, even he was lighting up in certain areas, right? Because of all
Well,
this.
yes, yes, and not only that, Julie, but like that just shows like if he's lighting up, he never even got the COVID jab, so that means that it's more than just in the shots. That means it's in the food, possibly in the water. I mean, there's no telling where it comes from. You know?
It's the truth. So, and it's in the flu shot for sure. They know that. I was talking to somebody earlier. The flu shot's extremely toxic. It's definitely not effective. Everybody needs to stay as far away from the flu shot as possible. And now I'm a complete vaccine abolitionist. I don't think a one's a good thing. Don't inject your kids with any of this garbage. It's all got so many chemicals and adjuvants, and it's unnecessary. Your body can heal measles or whatever, RSV or whatever comes along by using other treatments, and don't risk a really severe side effect, SIDS and all these things that they're finding. These, it's horrifying. So yeah, I'm a complete vaccine abolitionist. I'll claim that to this, So here we are.
Okay, so Julie, I have a question because I'm not sure. I mean, look, this is my personal opinion, and so I mean, everybody has their opinions, and I know that some people think that, like you, think that we should get rid of all of them. So how, for someone who doesn't think that we should do that, like because they see that they see that they have done some good. So how can you explain Can you
Yeah,
try and
so it's a
explain
really
that
good
a little bit more,
and I
please?
had to come to grips with it too a little bit, like, oh my God, are we all going to get polio? Are we all going to get, big measles and mumps and all this? So, um, and it's, here, so there's a number of things. So one, I start to point them to different websites. So, freenowfoundation.com, go to freenowfoundation.com, go to children'shealthdefense.org, go look at all their videos about childhood vaccines, all the lies, all the lack of testing, all the fact that we had all of these diseases eradicated and then they brought in these vaccines, however many billions of years ago. I talked to so many people. They were given these cowpox vaccines in the 1500s that were horrifying. And so this is all part of this Rockefeller, how does he use his extra products from his oil business? Well, he came up with vaccines. And I'm like, oh my God, this is, if you really go back and look at the whole history, and there's so much information now on Rumble or whatever it is. And I saw, Dr. Lee Merritt, go watch her videos on the history. And there's so many books out there too that you can read. Again, Turtles All the Way Down. Turtles All the Way Down is a book that will show you the fact that they've been lying about how they test these products, these vaccines year over year. So you've got that. Then you've got this new movie that just came out by Del Bigtree, right? An Inconvenient Study. Go see An Inconvenient Study at the High Wire, which is Del Bigtree's company. He commissioned a doctor to follow like 16,000 children over 10 years, and it just stopped the 10-year period. By far, the unvaccinated children were healthier across the board in every category of health outcome. And even the kids that, let's say they got measles or chickenpox or whatever, those vaccinated kids had more problems recovering. So go watch that movie, and again, you're like, wow, I will take my chances by not, vaccinating the kids with any of these things. So Children's Health Defense is doing a lot of work. An Inconvenient Study, Del Bigtree, the High Wire. There's so much information out there, and then you just have to look around, right? Seriously, Timothy, look around. When my mom was growing up, she got no vaccines. Okay, now she died from 4 shots of Moderna. The COVID vaccine was the only vaccine she took, and it killed her. But, when I was in elementary school, I got maybe 2 or 3. And then as you go on, now there's like 90 different shots of like 17 different antigens, mean different kind of vaccines given since the day the baby's born or in the mother's womb. And we have a 60% chronic illness rate of our children. I never had any kids with ADHD, ADD, autism, peanut allergies, chronic
Yeah.
cancers. We never had that, and we didn't take any
Yep.
vaccine. I mean, you just have to look around. Why type 1 diabetes? Why are little kids wearing Dexcom insulin pumps at school? Why are little, 4th graders starting their periods? There is something wrong with it's the food. It's there's a study right now that Dr. McCullough posted. So yeah, there's food, the processed foods. There's the,
Wait.
time on these tablets, but oh, it's mostly this horrific childhood vaccine schedule. So yeah, you just have to look around.
Okay, so it's 7 o'clock.
Yep.
Well, five for you. So I'm gonna have you. I'm gonna bring Paul up, and then
Okay.
I'll let you introduce him.
Sounds good.
Let's see. Is he still in here? Oh, he must have left. Oh no.
Let me
Uh,
text. Let me text him.
yeah. Do you mind texting him? Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's 5:01 in my time. Yeah, this title time change. Okay. Paul, jump on in. Yeah, Paul is an amazing human being. So he's a kind, caring individual. I really appreciated, getting to know him and his work. So he's not hyperbolic. He's not, kind of
Oh,
crazy out there kind of human. Um, but he tells the truth, and you just have to go do your own research. And you might believe for me, Timothy, it's like if you just believe a tiny bit, and if you leave here after listening to me going, I won't give my kid one more shot without asking a bunch of questions. I mean, go to vaxcalc.org, VAXCALC. I mean, vaccine for, do you know the health ranger, Mike Adams?
oh yeah. I think I've seen that. Yeah.
So
On X.
he's got a new AI tool called vaccineforensics.com. Go to that. It's an AI tool. Go ask it, how safe is an MMR vaccine? How safe is the COVID vaccine. What's nanotechnology? And it will tell you the truth. So there's a bunch of, good tools out there. So yeah. Not joined yet?
No, we're still waiting.
Okay. Yeah, so again, that's just my goal. We got to wake people up. We need to just question everything. Understand it's all money. I mean, doctors are getting paid to give shots. Pharmacies, my gosh, have you seen your CVS or your local pharmacy? Have you walked in and they're telling you there's 15 vaccines you can get at a pharmacy? It's like, why are you guys pushing all these shots? It's a moneymaker for them, right? So, yeah.
Hmm. Well,
We
okay. So while we're waiting for him, do you mind just explaining? So what you said he's a what kind of engineer is he?
And you know what? I'm not even sure I know. I mean, I want to say he's got this amazing background and he just told me, and of course I've got the brain fog. So we need to wait for him, but he's got this huge background, very fascinating in terms of his experiences in life. But so he's going to throw out a lot of words like biodigital convergence, right? Where human, and technology are starting to converge. There he is. So
Oh,
we'll bring him on up. Mr. Paul Franks, y'all.
oh, you see him?
I see him. I
I
see a
don't
little
see him.
I see a little square there next to me, Paul.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Uh, oh yeah, there he is. Oh, okay, I see him. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
Oh,
don't see his
cool.
face, but I see his little whatever you call it, avatar.
Yes. Okay. Is he? Hey, Julie, I'm going. No, I'm not. No, I don't want
Oh,
to do
there
that.
you
Oh,
go.
there he is. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can bring him up
Wow, look at his
too.
view.
So, dude, that's so cool. Okay.
We just need Paul you to turn on your mic.
Let's see if we can get him up here.
I think he's on the screen. I can see his head. I
No,
can.
I can see him, but for the audience to see him.
Oh,
I'm trying to get.
are you sure that you can't? That the audience can't see him? Because it looks to me like we should all be able to see him.
No, so we're you and I are the only ones on where the audience can see right now.
Okay.
Um, oh, there we go.
Yeah. And Paul, just turn on
Okay,
your mic. Yeah. See, he doesn't have Rumble. We're all used to using Zoom and not Rumble, so it's a little bit different. Um, application. So it's a little button at the bottom in the middle, little microphone at the bottom. So, and you got all his slides that you're going to put them down below in the description.
yeah. So everything he sent me, most of the stuff, the things he sent me today, I wasn't able to put in, but I put in everything he sent me yesterday
Here's a
in
dog.
the. Hey, Paul, are you able to unmute
Unmic.
your mic?
Yeah, unmute your mic. It's at the bottom, in the middle, little microphone down there. Can you hear us? You can't unmic him? Oh no, he's got to do it on his end.
Let's see if I can. Wait, does it say permanent? Hold on.
Oh, maybe he didn't give it permissions.
Mm, no, I no.
The infamous Paul Franks. Can you not turn on your mic?
Hey, Paul, are you able to unmute at all? Oh, wait, no. He's at. What is he saying? Can you see what he's saying?
No, text me. Text me what you're saying.
Oh,
Okay, maybe he's gonna come back on. So yeah. So we have this group right on Twitter X called Stop the Shots. Feel free to, if y'all are on X, come on to our community. My Twitter handle is Julie the number 4 Butte Butte the number 5. If you go onto Twitter X and pull up my account, you'll see Stop the Shots as a community. There's about 5,000 people in there, and we talk every night from 6 to 9 Pacific about what's going on. And we get deep into this whole conversation about biodigital convergence and transhumanism agenda and all this stuff. So hopefully he'll be able to come back up and give his spiel. There he is. Okay, we got the video. Well, let me see if he texted me.
I'm using my phone, so
No, he's let's see here. Can you unmic? I'm telling you, sometimes these evil demons on. Oh, yeah, I don't know, but Rumble's pretty good, but
I have no idea. I don't think I could get Zoom to work because you can only do.
like a half hour.
Can you see he
I
left?
can't read lips.
I don't know. I can't either. I could not read what he said.
Oh, he's probably on his phone too. Okay, what's going on? All of the suspense. We had this great lead up and everything. Okay, hold on. He's calling me.
Okay.
Hey,
Hey, can we do audio this way? Because they are not allowing me to unmute my mic.
can you hear him?
Yeah, I can hear him. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, so can you put the video back on or no? It's okay. So Paul, I just basically gave kind of an overview. I explained the nanotech. So can you just introduce yourself and like what's your background and that sort of thing?
I'm an operating engineer union, a master mechanic, trainer operator. I've been everywhere, done everything. My family was into racing, high performance transmissions, stuff like that. So if you've ever been around that world, it's high dollar, but it's high advanced tech where we're actually inventing things and machining parts and everything like that just to cut down on a millisecond.
So what made you like start to look at these vaccines and see that we had a big problem with the nanotech?
Bill Gates, when he was laughing about having holographic avatars going interdimensionally, and he was kind of joking about it, and he was like, "Hey, we're going to do this," and then Zuckerberg actually sunk how many ever billion into it for the technology. So those two are working together, have been, and it's going to be a control grid that's going to be hard to get out of. If you don't have that mark, you're not going to glow fluorescently like everybody else does, and that's going to make you stick out like a sore thumb.
So now, does Elon Musk have anything to do with this too?
What's that?
Does Elon Musk have anything to do with this too?
Unwittingly. He's actually one of those people that was trying to help us, but you're wrapped up, you're tied up in the space programs and stuff like that, and that's all spyware. Think about it, smart dust, entry body networks that they're setting up connected to the Doden. Right, that's the upgrade. If you followed Brian and Sal, those two have a really good handle on how they're actually implementing this system together. They need to have complete control or it doesn't work. That's why they had to vaccinate everybody. That's why they're putting the graphene in the food. That's why Bill Gates is buying all the farmland, trying to engineer it in your food. Food, water, air, sunlight. He's trying to block the sunlight so you don't make vitamin D. If you follow Dr. Jack Cruz, he'll explain the mitochondrial exchange and the vitamin D production. It's all relevant. I want to give a couple of shout outs to Non-Vaxxer 420 in Canada. He just did another spot with a couple girls and they had coffee and they were talking about the biodigital convergence, but his work is impeccable. It leads straight to Sabrina Wallace. And when you go down that road, you realize this is being engineered. And it's has a lot of components and a lot of players that are big names. That's why they're not in jail.
Okay, so graphene oxide, so is the graphene oxide like the lipid nanoparticles in the vaccine? What's exactly is graphene oxide?
That connects you to the hive mind.
Okay.
So, Paul, a lot of my audience will find this very hard to believe. So, is there something you can tell my audience that that might help them to see that this
Just
is actually happening?
yes, I can help you out. You know how the bees signal the flowers? The bees that make honey, they
Yes,
signal the flowers. Do you understand how that
yes,
works?
yes.
That's the same system that they've hijacked and turned digital, and it's now your genetics are for sale on the internet.
Mm.
Yeah,
So you
so Tim,
said
yeah, go,
we are genetically for sale on the internet. Is that what you said?
Yes,
Hmm.
your blood, your patterns, and everything like that's going to determine your credit score. It's tied to your digital ID.
Okay, so you sent me, Paul. You one of the things you sent me that I put down in the description box was remote patient monitoring,
That's
and
correct. Yeah, that's another
this,
person everybody should follow. She's the German lady. She's absolutely on top of all this.
um, so you when you sent me that, I was thinking to myself that I could see some of the people that watch my podcast, which aren't very many, but I know some of my family watches it, and they might see that as something that would be good because then, your doctor could, you wouldn't have to go into the doctor because they would be able to tell, oh, okay, well, my patient is experiencing this because of this. And so
Yes,
they
it's
would see that as a good thing. So
yeah,
why would that be a bad thing?
engineering and such like that, and wireless drugging. Absolutely, if you got the right physicians in charge that's not trying to kill humanity, I'll give a shout out to Dr. O. He's one of the ones that wants us to live. Yeah, this is incredible technology. But the people that are pulling the levers, they don't want us around.
So basically, because they are the ones pulling the levers, they're going to use it to exterminate however much of the population.
Well, they want to test first.
Mm.
There's hybrids in all the bloodlines. They've hunted Adam and Eve's line for a long time. They're trying to corrupt them. And Eve's line is uncorruptible. And that Julie is a good example of it.
that'd be my bloodline. I'm uncorruptible.
Yep.
Yup. Yeah, it's a little unnerving. It's a little crazy. I mean, you just have to look at, Grace Shara, that little girl that they murdered in the hospital, the protocols, and she had Down syndrome. So, these people look at the whatever you want to call them, people that are not worth living in their minds, and they're going to do whatever they need to do, even if without informed consent, without the parents' knowledge, whatever it is. And, that's just one example of the Grace Shara case. She was murdered in that hospital because the doctors felt like they knew better and they didn't want her to live, and they murdered her. Like they've been doing with a lot
So,
of. Yeah, go ahead.
so Paul, you also sent me something else. Nanoscale optical writing. What is that?
So if that's the article I'm thinking about, that it has to do with the acoustic side of it. They're attacking us with optogenetic weapons and also sonic weapons and also RF. So you've got several different ways that they're attacking the cells and causing them to produce or reproduce. When you get turbo cancer, that's usually a routing protocol. That's an ad hoc situation where the robot says shortest route possible. And when you get these nurses are all on the same floor and they get the same cancer, that's because that's the routing protocol that we're going right here and going through this person. And that causes the cells to explode, and you got that.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
So
that's a really good example
when
because there are nurses like on some floors of hospitals that they're like, why are all of a sudden there's this rash of breast cancer of all these nurses at all the same time, right?
Exactly.
when I was looking at that, I thought it was talking about like using your eyes to write with. So I wasn't
They
sure exactly what that meant.
can read and write. So you're a node on the computer, but you also can break off and have servers like your nervous system is the antenna, your blood is the wideband, and it's carrying the packet of data, right? And if you follow UC Workroom, he breaks it down. And he says this is how it goes, and ends up at the mitochondrial, um, the nanotube, and that's where the interface is actually at. And it's genius, but it's evil.
Yeah, so he said UC Workroom. So UC Workroom is a guy on X. That's his account name. And oh yeah, go look at his.
Also, Ryan Sorsky.
Mm-hmm.
He's so fantastic. If you could follow his work, it's amazing.
Yeah, you almost have to think of it, Timothy, like a computer. Like here's Bill Gates, developing a computer with software and hardware and all this stuff, and then he's got viruses that
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, it totally makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
There were
Okay.
comments, I think, on Stop the Shots, and when I told him that one night, he says, "You're scaring me, Paul."
Oh, Dr. Jim. Yeah, it's scary stuff. I'm telling you. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So can you? Okay. So can you? Hey, Julie, is there any way you could hold the phone like just a little bit closer to the mic? Okay, Paul, can you explain the nanoscale optical writing one more time because uh, I I don't quite understand that exactly.
The nanoscale or the edge scaling computer is how they're tying to the microtubules. Okay, if you follow Ryan's work, Ryan South,
Mhm.
he lays it out, and so does UC Work.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
It's complex, but they're doing it through the way they're laying it out. And like the LM models are each person. Large language models, for instance. Okay, you got Julie. They're monitoring every breath, every heartbeat. It's a
Mhm.
signature, and she's a key, a digital sigil, and they use that on the blockchain to finish out their transactions. And it's so secure, nobody can be Julie but Julie, right? But routing data under her skin, I don't think she gave him permission.
Right.
No permission. You freaks.
That's where we're at.
It's crazies.
Wow.
Is that? Can you hear
Okay.
me, Timothy, when I hold it right here?
Yeah, I can hear it better.
Okay.
I don't. I'm beyond words. I am beyond
Timothy's
words.
brains are blowing. I can see smoke coming out of his ears. I'm just kidding. No, Timothy,
I
Timothy, I have to just tell you, you're brave to have us on, just have this conversation, and maybe we'll figure out a way to get the technology fixed so that Paul can actually be talking and having access to his microphone. But yeah, it's just, I mean, did we think that there
see.
was?
Okay, like
Go ahead.
okay. So I am someone who I have seen and heard so much through just like listening to the news that nothing surprises me. Nothing really scares me. And I mean, I unless it's like real for me, like yes, I know that I probably have these nanotech in my body, but unless it's like made real for me, it's not like I'm not really worried about it, and so it doesn't really bother me. But I mean, I'm beyond words, and I just I can see that this would be really hard for my the people who listen to my podcast to actually like be like how
Best
like
thing
I
that
don't
I
see
can
how
tell
this is
you
even
is
possible.
explore the truths that you can handle and relate to other people and educate them on.
I will tell you too. My dad was a software engineer in Silicon Valley. This would blow his mind, and he would not want to listen to any of it. I'm just going to tell you that.
Exactly.
See, because and I think that the other thing that would be hard for people to believe is that this is technology that is so small. How can they even like make this like how can they do this? Because it's so
Because it's
small.
made out of your own DNA. It's made of you.
So this is like so okay, so it's not okay. So then how are they able to read it with a scanner?
So it's pretty simple. You have a piezoelectric signal from your bones. You're vibrating. You give off a signature. That's your DNA profile, right? They attach that to your vaccination number or whatever, and boom, they've got you.
Okay, so right, but I mean like if Jesse Beltran can scan Alex Jones and say, "Oh, you have these it's like what he said it was like
Like
some like
semiconductors
silicone."
and yeah,
Yes,
electrical.
yes.
Hmm.
So how are they able like so they're able to make that with your DNA?
Yes. Yes. Now you
Hmm.
understand. I can hear it in your voice.
So so I think that is what would be hard for people to like. There's no way they
Well,
could do
imagine
that with
this.
your DNA.
Imagine this. Okay, they are genetically mutating what it means to be human. Is that something you could wrap your mind around?
Yeah, like we do,
Yes.
GMO modified corn, GMO modified mosquitoes, GMO modified. They modify all sorts of plants and animals. Of course, they can GMO modify a human.
Right, and
And this is the way they're doing it.
modified corn, you're automatically modifying your genome.
I
Just
see.
by that, you could explain it to your listeners, but it's going to hurt a lot of them. Believe me, when I used to go into Stop the Shots, and I would say something. They were like, "Paul, I'm going to have nightmares." Right? I was just trying to tell the truth.
Yeah.
But like you said, Timothy, I mean, it's like I'm not scared. I'm not fearful.
No.
It's information. You go on living with life. Now I'm going to fight and I'm going to scream and I'm going to yell and I'm going to get justice and I'm going to do this, that, and the other. But I'm not going to stop living. I'm not going to freak myself out. I'm not. Now I will try different healing modalities, right, to minimize the impact of graphene or spike protein or whatever. You know, if that means, and I'm looking at this new, the blood. What do they call it? The blood asphygia or whatever that recycles your blood and filters it. I don't know. So you just, and live a good life.
Well, and see, and I found one of the things that I found was that I found a video, then I put it in the description box so people can go watch it. It was nicotine actually like destroys these nanotech.
Yes,
So
there are some. But remember, they're made out of your own DNA. How much can you detox before you don't have any DNA left?
oh yeah, true. Yeah.
See, when you get your mind around that we are a crystalline being based on a saltwater battery, okay, a battery that was hacked, or a computer system. So they're routing our energy to destroy ourselves. It's like if you plug the wall socket in and then you put the light bulb up your butt. You know what I mean? Hurt. And that's what they're doing.
Okay, so you send me some other things like soul. What is it? The soul.
Soul tokens,
Soul.
soul
Oh
power.
yes.
That's
Yeah.
crypto.
So are they like they're going as far as like trying to like go to the soul of the human person, right? Is that
Let
how I
me explain
understand
how
that?
that works. There's a spark. Your soul is a spark, like a spark plug on a car, right? They use that and they have gas tokens and all kinds of stuff that actually works together for that very purpose to do that. Are you there?
So yeah. So okay, so there's no way God is going to allow that. I know God's not going to allow that. God
Okay,
is not going to allow that.
you know how a lightning bug lights up?
Yes.
How your cell works. Your cell has mitochondria, light. When it lights up,
Right.
they capture that light, they put it in a container, and they sell it. You become a market for their crypto. I don't know if you can understand that.
Well, but what I'm saying is God's not going to allow them to like get to the soul of the human person. Like
Right.
God.
Possible.
I think God is going to interfere with their plan in some way.
If we can pray and turn from our wicked ways, He will hear our prayers and heal our nation. Right? That says it in the Bible. I believe
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Yep. Amen.
100%.
Yep.
That's why I don't worry.
Exactly. And you have the Eve line. Uncorruptible, man.
Uncorruptible.
Exactly. I've been telling you that since the very when I first talked to you. Yep. I said they're hunting bloodlines, and specifically yours. I never lied to you. I knew who you were from the very beginning. I could hear it in your voice.
So is this all coming from like the World Economic Forum and that Noval Harari character? That's or is it just a lot of evil beings that are, it's not just pharma, right? It's
hackable animals. They have 10 ways to Sunday that they're going at the human being genome. They got mosquitoes. Bill Gates has got his blocking out the sun and all that. It's all to corrupt the human genome, and they're still failing spectacularly.
Yeah.
What was? Oh yeah, and you sent me another thing which I put in the description about turning off and turning on memories.
Yes.
That's another thing that is just blows my mind.
Okay, so let's go with an example of somebody that gets a liver transplant. All of a sudden, they know the name of the grandmother of the person that donated. How did that happen? The memories in the water, right? So those memories can be transported, if you will, from one being to another, and that's what the transhumanism stuff's all about. They want to transfer their memories into this new digital system and try to live forever.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
I know, I didn't either.
Right.
I learned something. I learned something from Paul every single time that he's talking, either on a Twitter space or somewhere. It's like
I love you guys too, man. I learned from you guys as well.
Goes,
so don't think it's not reciprocal.
He's like,
I love you guys too.
He's funny. He's like, Timothy, how you have a key fob to your car, right? And you can click. How is it that you drive around and nobody else's cars are going on and off, right? That one key fob matches your car somehow.
Yeah.
Electrical something, right? That goes, it's the same thing. They're like clicking these buttons on a key fob to each one.
Exactly. They even call it a remote, and it looks a lot like one of those controllers from a video game. I'm not kidding. Especially if you get up to the black box stuff, the N7, N8 stuff, it's like a Sony controller because you got both hands and both fingers and right and left brain and all this other stuff because they plug you in, right? It's some serious stuff. The Super Soldier program where the guy gets hurt and his leg grows back right in front of you within minutes. I mean, stuff like that it's going to be valuable in the future, especially if you're a soldier, right? But I mean, like again, the people running the levers, they don't want to see us benefit from it. They want to benefit from it, and they want to leave us in the dust. But they're willing to use it for the experiment, right?
Well, yeah. Well, Paul, thank you so much. It was very enlightening, and I hope that my audience.
Julie, I will do spaces with you anytime because you are the best. I love you. Just let me know when you want to do another space, and I'll be with Julie because Julie, she's got my back. You know what I mean? From the very beginning, you had my back. You're like, we're gonna have to listen to what Paul says, even if we don't like it.
It's the truth. So
well,
yes. Everybody come on over. In fact, a half hour from now, we'll be starting our Twitter space. So Timothy, come on in and you can talk about sell your podcast and talk about your different interviews that you've done. Yeah, we'll share it.
We'll share it for sure.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Paul.
Okay, I'm hanging up, Paul.
Great night. Yep.
Okay, bye. Okay, well, that was good. I mean, it was kind of hard, but I mean, it was better than nothing.
Yeah.
You did your homework
too. Yeah,
it
was.
You were checking all these papers, and I'm like, I wasn't sure about going to the soul part of it because for me, that's a little like out there too. I'm like, you ain't touching my soul. You're not coming at me that way. I mean, I believe in God, and I believe God's got my back no matter what. So, but yeah, it's just a whole, I mean, there's MK Ultra, right? Do we believe in MK Ultra?
Oh, yeah.
I would have never believed in that 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, my God, these people are controlling people. It's horrifying. What Kathy O'Brien went through and all of this. So, and then the super soldier concept, just go to Rumble and start digging around and researching and go to Yandex, go to the Russian search engine. You'll find a lot more information going to Yandex and that Russian search engine because it's not, It's not compromised like Google or whatever. So yeah.
Hmm.
If you're interested, if you're
Well,
not, just go on with your life. Go outside, play with the dogs, you know? So we just gotta
well, I
make sure Bill
really,
Gates stop blocking the sun out. That's what that, we can't let Bill Gates block the sun. I mean, seriously,
yeah.
where's that
Well,
maniac?
did you hear that he actually admitted that we're not going to be completely destroyed as a human race because of climate change?
Oh yeah, he's Mr. Now like, oh well, maybe it's not as bad as and you know why? I mean, if you go look at that memo he did, this is again Bill Gates, because he wants to go after the little sick kids in Africa and go after malaria and bring a lot. I think he can see that he's got a lot more money if he goes back to fighting disease and working with the WHO and working with getting tons of vaccine, malaria and whatever poured into Africa and other poor countries, because that's a huge moneymaker. And he started to see people aren't hip to this whole climate change thing. They're like, no, we're not buying that, dude. Move on. And so now
Hmm.
he's moving back to vaccines, and even though he's a criminal.
Yeah. Well, Julie, it was really good to have you on the podcast again, and I will see you in about 30 minutes.
Sounds great. Thank you for having me.